Welcome back.
To Thomas and Claire's Italian Adventure,
Right.
part
We don't know what
4,
part. So this is our last
Sunday.
This is our last day in Rome. Um, we got kind of a late start this morning. I was really tired. Okay. And today was kind of a try and do the things that we wanted to do that we haven't done day. So we started off.
We walk across the Tiberus to the other side, like the main side of Rome, and went to the market, which was there's a few people there, and Claire got some fruit. And Claire.
And then we were essentially walking to the Pantheon, and then Thomas went on his Jersey hunt.
I will conclude the video with the fruits of my Jersey hunt.
Okay. So we went to the Pantheon, which is a very cool structure.
Well, first we stopped at a bakery which had really bomb stuff.
Right.
And we stopped and ate and had a cappuccino. Then we went to the Pantheon.
Right. Then we went to the Pantheon. The Pantheon? So it's a Roman structure that was built as
like 100 AD.
Yeah, as basically a temple to
a badass temple.
A whole bunch of gods. Basically,
all the gods.
Pantheon, pan meaning all, theon meaning gods, so Pantheon, all the gods. But now, as with all things, it's Catholic.
So the difference here is that the Catholics actually took it over when Rome fell, and so they maintained it as a church. And the reason that that's important is most things were looted between like 500 and 1500 AD.
Yeah.
When during the Dark Ages, because they were abandoned. So like the Colosseum, as we mentioned the last one, had gone through a lot of like squatters and looters, and they torn it apart for materials. But the difference is because the Pantheon was a Catholic church, it was maintained, and so it's in like really pristine shape.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the only remaining Roman ruins that's actually been inhabited since Rome.
Yeah,
like the Roman Empire.
Right.
It's like 1900 years old, and it's been a church for like 1400 years. So when you walk in, it's basically one big circular room, and there's this big dome over it, which is actually the inspiration for St. Peter's Basilica.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a perfect sphere. So like the dome is actually a perfect half sphere, and then the rest of the building fills out sort of the other half sphere. So it's really impressive. There's marble just everywhere.
Yeah.
There's all these columns, and there's like little altars. And the first two kings of Italy from like 1860 to like 1920, like the first two there, they're buried there on either side. Raphael, he's buried there. Yeah. What else is there?
That's kind of it.
It's just a very impressive building.
Yeah, we weren't there. I mean, we weren't there long.
We were not there. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like you look at it.
Yeah, you look at it, kind of see all the little things and go. But it's very impressive to be in there.
Yeah.
You can kind of see how, not Da Vinci, I always want to say it, but Michelangelo was inspired for St. Peter's Basilica when you're in there, because it's a huge dome.
Right.
I mean,
it's 142 feet, I think.
Yeah, something tall. I mean, they're sure there was nothing like it in 1500.
Right.
And to think it was built in 100, that's just really impressive. So
is it really that old?
It's that old. So then we continued to walk, and we went through sort of old neighborhoods, and so very crowded, lots of tourists in there. And we went by Parliament, and then we ended up at the, what's it called? Trevi Fountain, which was kind of disappointing because it's under restoration, so it's like all blocked off. There's no water. Wow, it's really disappointing. I did throw a coin in.
Okay, it's not like that was like the highlight of
No, but would have been nice. And then we continued on, and we made it to the Spanish Steps, which are basically just a series of steps, and a lot of
that are
famous people have been there, and they're supposedly famous, but it was cool. I don't know. So then we continued down the street and went to the Capuchin crypt. And we went in there. It's got a museum about the Capuchins, which are
we did some research on the Catholic religious orders because we were not very clear on how. I'm still not very clear.
So like, whereas monks go to a monastery and are like very removed from society. The friars, which come from the Franciscan order,
Right. Which is
are
one of like four
integrate
major orders of
of Catholicism.
yeah.
They're integrated into society, so think of them as like being kind of like a missionary to already pre-existing Catholic areas. So they go in the community and assist, and
Right. But
but
that's
they're not.
but it's not priests. It's like different than
No, but
that.
it's not priests, which are associated directly with like a church.
Right.
These are like free range people.
Okay.
Anyway, think of like the brown, like rough spun
Yeah, that is
tunic
these people.
with the hood and the rope
Capuchin is
around
like
there.
the cap. They're like known
That's
for that.
yeah. So that's them. So we
Ooh,
went.
ooh. And my favorite fact of the day was that Capuchin, Capuchin gave rise to the word cappuccino because of the brown of their robes.
The brown kind of looks like the cappuccino.
I thought that was very cool.
So there's a little museum. You go through that. Okay. And then as you're like halfway through the building, you come back through their crypts. And you have to look this up. We can't take pictures, no photo. So there was no pictures in there. But it consists of 4,000, over 4,000 remains. So they exhumed the bodies of old friars and made these like art pieces in like, what are they called? Like there's like 6 different ones of them, and it's nuts. There's like one where there's just a wall of skulls, and they use like scapulas and like pelvises and made like flying, you know, oh, it's bizarre. And there's just like a wall of tibulas. And
I think you mean a tibia or a fibula.
sure, there's a lot of bones. Look up pictures of this
Yeah,
place.
it's really odd. I mean, I don't really know. I'm still not clear why. Except that they ran out of space in a cemetery, but I'm not sure how they got from that
to like let's make these.
Let's make art pieces.
I was saying I don't really feel like it's very Catholic. Claire says it's Catholic because they do like value bones, like, you know, like relics and stuff. But I was saying it doesn't seem very Catholic because they never seem to make like artwork or like statements out of bones. Like that seems very like barbaric, you know, like it was something a non-Christian would do. But like it was still cool. But it was
Thomas
odd.
is standing there like, oh, this seems kind of pagan. Shut up.
No one there is like a priest. It's fine.
Oh, except for the monk we saw.
He's not a monk. He's a friar.
The friar.
We saw one friar. Anyway,
So
then Claire almost had a meltdown because she was hungry. And we went to one restaurant, but it was closed because it was about 3 o'clock and it's Sunday, and so a lot of places are closed.
Sunday's our day.
So we finally caught a bus because the bus schedule here is very variable. And it was actually the wrong bus, but it got us where we wanted to go anyway. And we went back over to the side of town where we'd had pasta a couple nights before. And we went to this little place called Cul-de-sac, which was very good.
It was really good.
Claire had this like goat cheese and zucchini.
Yeah, zucchini and
it was very
cauliflower.
Good, and cauliflower. And I had the cacio e pepe, the just plain pasta. Very good.
That was really good.
We really enjoyed. We had a bottle of mineral water, and it was very refreshing. Claire had some prosecco, and we listened to a very odd couple that weren't dating, but the guy was an asshole. They're American. It's really odd. Anyway, then we walked back and we stopped at. Can you hold this? We stopped at our same
Thomas
place.
Is now going
and
to show you.
me from the future. This is what you're gonna remember. This is what I'm gonna have for breakfast tomorrow morning. This pistachio Danish. It looks so good. It's like pistachioed flavor and has honey and nuts. It's going to be delicious.
This is different than the one you got this morning.
It's very
right?
similar to the one I had this morning. The one I had this morning was more like a pie, and this is kind of like a bun. Like it doesn't have the crust, but I'm going to enjoy this for breakfast, just so I can remember it in the future.
We got a bunch. We kind of overdid it. We went and bought like 5 cookies from there.
But
they're little. They're like little cookies. And then I got this.
It's Italian bakery.
It's really good. And I had this thing this morning, and then I bought another one. It's like this, I don't know, pastry thing filled with ricotta, but it's been baked like with sugar and stuff. So it's just really creamy inside. Yeah, I don't even know.
Earlier in the day, I'd been looking for a jersey, and we went into a store. We went to a store, and I haggled a poor Chinese woman down on a Pirlo.
She was not a poor
Chinese. Which is Juventus, if you want to look that up. He's number 21. They have black and white stripes.
Wait, what do you mean? I thought Juventus was the team.
Juventus is the team. Pirlo is the player.
Oh.
So I had that in my backpack all day, but we had passed a vendor by the market earlier in the day, and he had very cheap jerseys, so I want to get something from Rome. So I got the jersey that I'm currently wearing, which is a Roma jersey, and it's Totti, who is their best player of all time. And strangely enough, I almost like this one better. It's very comfortable. It's kind of a fakey athletic wear. So this one was cheaper than the Juventus
Wait,
one.
really? You like that one better?
I don't know. It's just I think they're both very comfortable. It's a very comfortable shirt. Um, it's not official. It's not like really
No,
official
those are
stuff.
like $90.
These are like these are just like they're nice replicas. It's nicer than a T-shirt to have. But so I'm happy because I have a Roma jersey. I got my Pirlo jersey, so I have the thing I really wanted. Now I can just see what else I add in my collection, and we'll figure out what we want for dinner.
Last night in Rome.
Last night in Rome,
Tomorrow we go to
Florence.
on train.
So look forward to a video on that in our
Yeah.
new place.
I'll see you in Florence.